All right, so so for tonight we're going to talk about exactly what ProQuest is. Basic searching, we'll do a little bit of that. We'll talk a little bit about advanced searching, and I'll also show you all some interesting tools and tips that will help you use ProQuest. So what is ProQuest? ProQuest is a database that serves the information needs of millions and millions of researchers of all ages, of all abilities, and libraries and institutions around the world. That's actually taken almost directly from the ProQuest help manual, which is very good, very extensive, has some great examples in it as well. I will point that out at the end of the presentation today as sort of a help guide, just in case you get lost as you're searching. What you can do in ProQuest or the Quest is you can do basic searches just like you can in virtually any searching tool. You can search by keywords, by phrases. Is that you, Raymond?
Hey Ryan, yeah, it's Ray. I can hear you. For some reason, I'm trying to respond through the chat board, and it won't let. For some reason, it's disabled on my computer, so I'm trying to figure that out. So I just want to let you know that I can hear you though.
Okay, that actually may be something on my end. Sometimes I'll set that up, but not too common. But let me check and just see if it accidentally got tripped up. But thanks for letting me know that you're there, though. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So anyway, let me get back to that. We're going to also do advanced searching, which is basically customized searching with various fields and various operators. And Raymond, if you could you silence your mic for me real quick? So
Yeah,
I get a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, I want to put it on mute again. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking. Sorry. So, but I'll put it on mute. So, but I'll click in if I have anything to say or anything.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Let me, right before you go, I'm going to see if you can. You should be able to. Are you in the little bubble area?
Yeah, I'm in the bubble area, but for some reason it says it looks like the chat is off. So.
Oh well. If you need anything throughout, there's a raise hand button down there at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you need to use that, just use that. And I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, perfect. So I'll put it back on mute, but I just want to let you know that I can hear you and stuff. So.
Oh, thank you so much, Raymond. I really appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.
All right, so some of the other search features, I guess, are command line search prompt. This is kind of usually considered a pretty advanced way to search databases. It usually involves a lot of operators, punctuation, truncation, and it's usually all in this really strange, almost computer language block typically. We won't really do too many of those searches tonight, but it's good to know that it's there if you're interested in using it. You can also do publication searches as well by, of course, browsing by a specific publication if you choose to do that. Otherwise, go to the next slide. Content areas. So what's great about ProQuest is that ProQuest provides access to many subjects. So it, like I said, it provides documents from thousands of sources covering research and subject areas from the arts, business even, health, medicine, history, literature, language, science, technology, and even social sciences as well. So it's pretty comprehensive. And some of its source types range from newspapers to scholarly journals, books, government documents. From what I understand, there's a map collection as well. And also, ProQuest has a pretty substantial collection of dissertations and theses. And in fact, ProQuest is the official digital dissertations archive for the Library of Congress, which is a pretty cool fact, I guess. And just like a lot of databases and search tools, ProQuest has an account feature. It's free. It's called My Research, and it's a place where you can save, manage, organize content, including documents. You can track your searches, initiate search alerts, RSS feeds. Really great tool to have. Super convenient as you're searching. So there's that, and then what we've all been waiting for is we're going to go and take a look at ProQuest. So I click on the link right here, and it should have taken us to ProQuest. I decided to use Prezi tonight because it's usually a little bit easier going from platform to platform, but since it didn't work right there the way that it worked previously, I'm just going to go straight to the library homepage. So, I'm sorry. Trying to get my notes pulled back up again. All right. So library homepage that we have here. So there are two ways to actually get to ProQuest. The first one is through online resources, where you would click on online resources here, and on the following page you'd scroll down to where you see databases, and you can click on ProQuest and go to ProQuest right there. Once you click on the link, it'll take you to a ProQuest information page that has a sample search right here. But to actually get to ProQuest, you're going to click on ProQuest, the teal version right there, and you'll have to log in, of course. So you'll log in using your University of St. Augustine email address and that check the password. I just changed my password, so it could take a second for me to log in. So if that's right, oh. What happens every time you change your password? Like you got to relearn it again. And we are in. So that's the first way to encounter ProQuest. The other way is the way that that a lot of students typically come across ProQuest, which is through Search USA. So if I click on Search USA here, of course I'm going to log in, which I'm already logged in, so it should just snap right in like that. And I'll just do a quick search. This is probably the search term that you'll see me use a couple times, or search terms. Just like you're doing a basic Search USA search, and you'll see once the results list comes up, you'll see over here where right under Newswires, you'll see additional resources. We'll see PubMed and ProQuest Central right here, and along with using this to search ProQuest. You can also search ProQuest, or you can enter your search terms into Search USA and then click on this link that takes us out to ProQuest. And the best thing about it is that it takes our search terms that we have up here, and then it transports them to ProQuest. So that's a really popular way. That a lot of students typically use to search ProQuest. So we'll come back to that in just a second, that tab. And let me go back out to our, just to the main clean ProQuest interface. Just a couple things to point out. We have the basic search, which is, that's the default search, which you would basically just plug in your search terms right here, just as you do into any search tool. Advanced search located right here. Publications. Let me click on publications. Publications will give you the list of the almost 20,000 publications that ProQuest has access to, and it's searchable too, which is fantastic. So if I'm going to look up the American Journal of Occupational Therapy, and then click search, and we should get a hit. And there it is right there, and it shows that it has that this is the latest available issue. It's text coverage that it has here, it has here through ProQuest. This is from 2006 to present. Some of the information about the journal located here. It's publication title, history, subjects, and if you want to expand it a little bit more, it talks about it being a peer-reviewed journal and a scholarly journal as well. And so let's go back out from publications. I'm going to click on advanced search really quick. We'll come back to this in a second, but this is the advanced search page. Works just like any other search tool that that you've ever used. You would just enter it into there. And if you're doing an advanced search, you'll probably want to use some of these fields that are available. So if you want to look up for publication types or publication titles that feature total knee replacement, then this would be the place to do it. You probably wouldn't do that, but just to use as an example. Let's say if we're looking up geriatrics, and I'm probably spelling this really wrong. Hold on. If we're searching a few things at the same time, for instance, this is always one of the best tools to use. If you're searching a lot, you can add rows, change Boolean operators. So let's say you put in geriatrics, which is a pretty comprehensive term. Let's say knee replacement, and then maybe the next row being not hip replacement. That is, that sometimes comes up where people get a lot of hits for one of them, just because, of course, when you're searching, any search terms that you enter will retrieve any documents, and it depends essentially on what you put into the search bar. So let's say, like, for example, I put in total knee replacement in here. It's going to be searching total and knee and replacement, and the search will not necessarily retrieve any sort of results just with the word, or just with the word total under knee and or replacement, but ProQuest will will do its best to locate those search terms in document titles and authors, subjects, full text, but just showing you the advanced search. You can also provide publication date information here. You can pre-select source types. So if you're looking for audio-visual works here, let me take some of this stuff out. You can remove rows. If you're looking for maybe video of a knee surgery, then that would be one that you would want to select. Document types, audio-video clip, right there. If you want to use that language, which is very interesting. Total results per page, or even how the results are sorted can be done here. But the advanced search is usually for if you already have a pretty good idea of where you're going with your research typically. But with that in mind, let's go back out to basic search. Go back out to the main page here. A couple of things I'll point out. I'll point out browse, which is here. Browse is very useful tool. Actually, really one of the first times that I've had a chance to actually use it was a few days ago. And so, browse will afford you ways to explore topics as far as like browsing editorially defined topics and or subtopics. So let's say that you're looking for just to browse through ProQuest's defined topic areas. If you're having fun, you can click on that, and each one of these will expand, showing you subtopics for each one of these. But this is just a great feature. It's kind of an advanced feature, but it is can be definitely useful. Plus, you can browse the dissertations and theses sections as well here. Databases. Everybody always asks me about this one. So databases. It says 2, but you see all of these. So PubMed is oh my God, I just said PubMed. ProQuest is basically it searches over 117 different databases ranging from humanities, arts, all the way to medical sciences. And ProQuest Central is the one that contains most of those subjects. So there's ProQuest Central, and then ProQuest Theses and dissertations, and Theses Global is its own searchable database. So you have ProQuest Central, which is, as it says here, it's the largest single periodical resource available, bringing together databases from all of these areas. So it's essentially searching two giant databases. So ProQuest it just searches a wide array, and that's why that there's a 2 there. You can also search each database individually too. So let's say that if you only want to search information about accounting, you can unselect right there and just choose to to search those databases. And here's a list of the additional resources that are available through that database. You'll actually be able to see them when they come up here. This is probably the list to its essential publications. So yeah, so these are the publications that database searches. But most students typically search them all at the same time, which is totally fine. But let's go back out to basic search. Of course, you can search by subject areas as well: arts, business, health, medicine, history, literature, and language. But anyway, we have our search terms here. One of my favorite features of ProQuest is the fact that that these pre-search features are right here. So you have full text, and you have peer review. Typically features like this pop up in the advanced area. But in ProQuest, they're right here. So let's say we only want to, we would like to look up these terms, but we only want to look up full text documents and or peer review documents. You can select either one if you want, both, or none. But just to perform a basic search, you're going to hit the this little green magnifying glass here to do the search. But real quick before we do the search, this is where you would sign up for your My Research account. I already have one, so I'm already signed into mine. So anyway, very, very useful tool. But let's go ahead and just do a search so I can show you some of the features. So there's a lot. Just like I said, the way it searches is that that when you're doing a basic search term, ProQuest will retrieve documents containing all of your search terms appearing in all fields. So like I said, it's searching all of those terms separately and together, which is pretty neat. As you're searching, you have the option to modify searches right here, which is always pretty cool, because I know when you're in Search USA, sometimes you actually have to go. You actually have to typically redo your search if you have to modify it, which can always be, kind of a pain. But in ProQuest, you can modify your search as you go. So the sorting tool that I mentioned very briefly, you can sort by relevance, which is just, it'll give us items here that are most relevant to our keywords. You can also sort to have the most recent article appear first here, or the oldest article. I'm just going to do that real quick to see how far back this goes. So I'll have the oldest article appear first, and the oldest article is from, oh my God, it looks like 1900. Wow, that's really old. So so you can do that, but let's go back to relevance. It's a little bit more easier to use in these times. Again, you can narrow your results full text and peer reviewed. You have your source types options again: newspapers, scholarly journals, wire feeds, trade journals. Publication dates, you can either use the toggle right here to go back and forth, or you can simply just enter the date. So I'll just do the last 10 years. and click update. And takes a minute. All right, so that's we've got the last 10 years worth of research. Of course, publication titles you can narrow by that. You can narrow by document type. If you're only looking for dissertations and theses, this would be the one that you would click. If you're only interested and looking up articles strictly only, then you would probably click on this one. Subject is for narrowing your search to a specific point. So our keywords here are for total knee replacement, and if we want to take our research into the realm of, say, transplants, implants, hip joints, arthritis, just general knees, you can click on that, and it'll focus our search around those indexed, controlled vocabulary terms, which is always really helpful. Helps you with your searching tremendously. Location, person, language, database as well, which you can kind of look and see some of the databases that these keywords search, which is pretty interesting. If you look at it, of course, ProQuest Central, that's all of the searches that are essentially added up. But look, I mean, there's information in U.S. news stream database. There's information that pops up in European news stream as well. If we keep going down here, there's articles that pop up that have been published in the New York Times databases. Just very, very interesting results. We're in the this is the brief, or this is the detailed view right now, where it shows the title of the article, kind of what are the terms that best match it to the keywords that you searched up here. Plus, it tells you whether the article is simply just an abstract or if it's a full text article. If you want to change that view and make it into the brief view, it'll appear just simply as title, and you'll have the option for the preview document. You can click on it right there, and it'll just kind of give you an abstract summary. But typically, and I'm going to look down just a little bit more, I don't think that it tells you whether it's previewable or not. I don't think so. Well, anyway, detailed view is the one. That's the default one typically. People typically choose that one. If you want to save articles, and if you have a My Research account, what you'll do is you can check mark it here, do a little check mark in the box, and you'll see when I did the check mark, it automatically populated this little number one in the folder. Just click on the folder just so I can show you what it looks like. That's the article. Now, if you don't have a My Research account, you cannot save document in ProQuest. So if you want to save documents, searches, etc., create an account. It's free. Takes about 3 minutes to do. But that's how you save documents to view later. If you click up here, it'll show you some of the recent searches that we did as well. Some of the limits that I applied to those searches, which is probably if we expanded it, it actually shows us, which is pretty cool. It showed that I entered that 10-year field as well as the subject term for knee. This is just great, great additional built-in search tools. Fantastic work. Citation tool, I personally haven't used the citation tool yet. As usual, as a librarian, I'll say that the citation tools can be helpful, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they're always 100% correct, and that it's best for you, the researcher, to do some of that investigating on your own, just to make sure that you find the actual proper citations. Sometimes, just like I said, sometimes they're a little off. So I sort of naturally don't trust them, but that's just coming from the librarian, I guess. So that's some of the tools that are used to help you when you're searching for items here on the page. Let me look at a couple other different things. Let's go back to the advanced search. And this is where the command line search is. I mentioned that briefly. Let me click on the command line search. I honestly thought about not even bringing it up tonight, but I'll just say that you can create your own search strategy in these boxes where you can. I mean, it's pretty wild. You can design and build a precise search using operators, ranging from your and or nor, and then you can employ the truncated terms here, search field terms, search field codes, that is. It's usually, I would say, used more by professional researchers, and as a librarian, I would say that I feel like you can get a lot done just with the basic search, and of course, just with the advanced search form here. Instead of having to go to the command line one, I just bring it up just so that it's there, I guess. But those are our search fields that we have, and let's just do an advanced search so I can show you what the advanced search looks like. So if we're going to expand our search a little bit, and let's say we want to search total knee replacement as a subject. This is actually something that I just saw the other day, which is really interesting. If you were going to look up total knee replacement as a subject, as an official controlled vocabulary subject heading, what you can do, there's simply type the term in here is fine, but you can also go to subject heading right here, and if you start typing total knee replacement, it'll give you the more, I guess, classical term, which is total knee arthroplasty, and it automatically populates, which is pretty cool. If you ever had to look up subject terms, and this sort of is similar to, say, mesh, which mesh is that's the That's a database that's within PubMed that actually searches similar terms. MESH, of course, stands for medical subject headings. This is sort of a similar tool. So if I were to just type in me as and find that search or find that subject term, it gives me a few different ones that are sort of that direct search, that direct my research a little bit on a more precise level. So I'm just going to add that in right there. Let's do good one for geriatrics and senior citizens. But let's do, since we're doing some advanced search, and let's throw some Boolean operators in there because people love those. So geriatrics, and then we'll do another row. We can add the additional row because we're also going to search for senior citizens, even though that geriatrics is the better term. I don't know, like just in case we don't miss anything. And we can add an additional row for maybe not hip arthroplasty. I don't know why, but sometimes when you do a search, you'll actually see a lot about the hip too. So, and we can set some of our preset features now. So let's say we already want to limit it to full text, peer-reviewed, publication dates. We can do it a specific date range. I don't believe you have to put the full date in, but let's just do it in the last 10 years like we did before. Location, we don't really need to worry about that. That would be if you're looking for if it's from a specific part of the world. So I don't know if you can see, it's a little complicated there. Okay, so we probably really don't need to set anything, but just in case, even though typically it'll find us English language articles first, we'll still just check on it just in case. And let's change to 100 per page, and let's see what we find. Let's hope it's not nothing. I haven't done the search yet. And, oh, I think I know what we did. Let's just do this then. Oh, no. I'm not really sure why it did that, but I'll have to look into that. But these are the results that that we have that came from our pre-selected filters and features that we have. You'll notice the English language one is the only one that's been tripped. Subjects will vary. We didn't really go into that too incredibly detailed. But yeah, that's doing basic search and advanced search using ProQuest. That's really pretty much all I have left for tonight's presentation. If you have any questions, this would be the good time to ask. If not, just want to thank you guys. Remember, my name is Ryan Gaylor. I'm the distance learning librarian. This video will be archived as well, so you will have access to it at any time should you need to use it. If you need to reach me by phone number 904-770-3599. My email address is rgaylor@usa.edu. Oh, I forgot to put the edu on the end of it. So, any questions? Raymond?
No questions. I appreciate it. Again, I enjoy being able to get into the webinars. They do help out when I use them for my searches for class now. So I missed
Oh,
one that
that's
was held on
great.
a Sunday, but
Oh no.
yeah,
Well, so a lot of them they're archived on our YouTube channel.
okay.
Somebody actually sent me an email, and I'm going to stop sharing right now. Somebody sent me an email about it today, and let me share with you where these actually are.
Okay.
We're actually working on trying to make this a bit more easier to find. Let me stop the recording.